Hi everyone. So this is my second attempt. I am having a bit of a techno issue today with my internet, which is so annoying. So I just got halfway through and got kicked out. So I'm going to try again. Hopefully it'll be okay this time. If not, I'm going to take it as a sign from the universe that perhaps I'm not going to speak today, and we will see what happens, but fingers crossed. So I have some notes if you see me looking across. Thank you so much for being here. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Katie Carswell, and I am a holistic business and life coach, and I help entrepreneurs to become their own guru in business, marketing, and life, because I believe that rather than looking externally outside of us all of the time for all of the answers, that we have everything that we need inside of us. We just need to learn how to trust ourselves, to listen to that inner guidance, and learn and trust to follow it. And that's exactly what I help my clients to do. I help empower them to find that inner confidence and wisdom and trust, and to create a business and marketing strategy that is completely bespoke to them. And I have various tools that I use to help them do that. There is a lot of strategy work, but again, it's individual to that person. We look at human design, we look at what your soul calling is, we look at following your joy, all of those things. And I recently retrained as a mindfulness life coach. So I've been working in business and marketing coaching, helping entrepreneurs and small business owners for the past 22 years. So I am absolutely, that's my sort of zone of genius. But it's become more and more apparent to me that one of the things that people really struggle with and that holds them back, it's not so much the different tactics and strategies that are out there. It's actually subconscious blocks that are holding them back. Perhaps there are different fears or visibility, or else sometimes just a feeling of, creating a business and then wondering that if that's all there is to life, and feeling unfulfilled, but not really knowing what it is that they want to do. And so that's when I really help people connect from being in their headspace all of the time to coming into their heart space and really feeling what it is that they want to do with their lives. And sometimes that can be creating like massive changes, but sometimes it's just subtle shifts. And it might be that it's nothing to do with the business as such, but actually you need to take more time out to invest in your self-care or personal interests. Perhaps, the balance is not right. And so that's why I'm all for this really holistic approach to life and business, because your business doesn't operate in a vacuum. Energetically speaking, you are your business. And so if something is out of alignment in another area of your life, then of course that's going to have a knock-on effect in your business. And so that's what we kind of have a look and unpick all of that to see where you need to make any changes. And generally, once people have done that, they then start to feel much more confident and comfortable in their own skin about pursuing their business their way. So many of us give our power away to coaches and experts out there saying that this is the way that you have to do it. Do it my way, make a six-figure business overnight by following these steps. And of course, there are a lot of successful people out there that have created success from doing that, but it doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to work for you. And this is where using all of these kind of different tools that I work with clients with really come into their own. A human design is a massive one for that as well, because actually, if anybody that is familiar with it or isn't familiar with it, everybody has their own type and a kind of energetic blueprint that they should be working to. And so there are 5 different types. And to give you an example, I am a projector, but actually I was really pushing myself forward as a generator, which is much more this kind of pushing, creative, like creating energy. Whereas actually I should be much more about sharing my wisdom and waiting for people to come to me. And that made a lot of sense because there was a lot of tactics I was using within my business and my marketing that on paper should be, you know, really good and effective, but they just weren't working for me. And if anything, actually, they were backfiring. And they certainly led to me feeling very unhappy and burning out sort of several times as well. So, you know, there's a lot of things that we can unpick and look at if things aren't working out in your life and business. You know, you're not creating this work-life blend that you'd dreamt of, or you're not feeling as happy and inspired in your business, your marketing is not getting results, or you're not doing it at all. All of these different things, there are a variety of different tools that we can look at. And so I wanted to take you through some exercises today, which I think might be of interest and useful for you, so that you can start to kind of do this kind of integration of just not being in your head all of the time, but coming into your heart space, into your soul, and starting to trust yourself and embodying that energy now, so that you can really start making changes. The other thing as well is it's really important, if you aren't getting the results in your business, to be really honest with yourself. So many of us just sort of blindly continue on regardless, like kind of repeating the same patterns of behavior, but expecting different results and getting frustrated when they don't come. And we really need to have an honest look at the activities that we're doing and how they make us feel, whether we're listening to our own inner guidance or whether we're giving all of our power away by looking externally and asking other people outside, you know, what should I do? Consuming all of these different courses, again, thinking that somebody else knows better than we do. And actually, I don't think that that's true. Of course, people are out there, you know, there's a lot of great knowledge out there that we can pull from. But if you're not using it in a way that actually is aligned to you, then those tactics could be doing more harm than good for you. So I wanted to start this session by practicing what I preach and bringing us out of our head space and down into our heart and our body. So I'd like to invite you to just take some time. We're going to ground ourselves and give ourselves the gift of presence, of being present in this moment, leaving the to-do list to the side for the moment, not thinking about what's for dinner tonight, just being here in the here and now. So when you're ready, if you'd just like to close your eyes, make sure that your feet are grounded on the floor beneath you, and your palms in your lap, face up to the universe. So we're inviting in that universal source energy to be with us today. So when you're ready, just taking in some really beautiful, deep cleansing breaths up in through the nostrils. And out through the nose. In through the nose. And out through the nose. And just do that and start feeling your body start to relax, quieten. Start to feel your body sinking into the chair, your spine relaxing. Just noticing whether there is any tension. Just seeing if you can release it, mentally release it. Maybe move your body slightly in that area if you need to, just a readjustment, just to get yourself as comfy as possible. Just keep breathing in and breathing out through your nose. I really just want you to start visualizing breathing in this really healing white light that's filling your body. You can feel it coming into your lungs, down into your stomach, down into the top of your thighs, knees down through your legs, down into your ankles and your feet, and then pushing out through the soles of your feet, and like roots grounding you down into the center of Mother Earth. Now I want you to visualize that light going upwards, up into your throat chakra, cleansing out anything that needs to be there. If you feel any tension where you're perhaps not speaking your truth at the moment, just let it dissolve it. Going up into your head, feel it dissolving any tension in your face area. Just let your tongue rest in your mouth, just relaxed. And just feel this white light helping your front brain dissolve into the back brain. Your troubles, your shoulds, your to-do lists, just drop away. It all melts into one another, leaving you with a sense of your calm and overall peace. I want you to visualize that light coming up through the crown of your head, going up, 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 up towards stars and the moon, where it connects to your soul star, like an anchor to source, to divine energy and all that is. And as it connects to your soul star, there's a big spark of light, and that energy comes down through the connection that you've made. Starts rushing down through and starts filling your body from the crown of your head. And you can feel this light cascading down through your body, making you feel so alive, so comforted, so knowing that you are part of something bigger. You're not doing this on your own. I just want you to come into your heart space. That brain's melted away, taking some time out for now. Just come into your heart space. You can put your hands on your heart if you like. And I just want you to feel into what your heart wants to let you know. What would your heart like to tell you today? And I'd like you to share with your heart, with your soul, what you'd love to achieve more than anything, how you'd love to feel in your business, how you'd love your life to be, what true success looks like to you. Not everyone else, how does it look and feel to you? What does it smell like? What does it taste like? How does it look? How does it make you feel? Ask your heart and soul what you need to do to embody that now. How would that look now, today? If you brought that reality to you. When you're ready, you just come back to the breath. Take a real deep breath in, fill those lungs, fill your tummy, and just let that out. Start bringing your awareness back into the room, remembering what your heart and soul told you. Start wiggling your toes, perhaps wiggling your fingers. And when you're ready, open your eyes. So I hope you're feeling okay. If you need to, have a drink of water. Just going to move some of the energy around now. And sometimes that can be quite intense, and it's a really a beautiful way of grounding ourselves and obviously opening ourselves up to the kind of universal energy in our higher selves. But it's good to just, get some movement going as well. And this is a really good Kundalini thing, which is great for kind of waking up the energy around our headspace. And you can just feel it really shifting the energy. If you feel a little bit heady, or if you've done meditation, and you've got that feeling that you want to move some energy, this is a really, really powerful way of doing that. It's like cleanse the energy around us. Perfect. Okay, so we're all ready to start. So how embracing a more holistic approach to life business can help create a truly self-congruent life and business, because that's what we want to do. There's no point in building a business that isn't aligned to you, because eventually you will either burn out or realize that you're not happy, that you want things to change but you're not sure what. So I use a three-part process, where we look at the soul, your soul, energy, and then the alignment as well. And I'm going to just talk to you a little bit about those today and give you some action points that actually you could start going away and using now. So connecting first to your soul calling, and I call these soul goals as opposed to kind of like cerebral head goals, which so much of society is about. Society will be like, telling you that success is a 10K month. And so we put that there as well. I know that I'm successful when I reach 10K, but actually in your heart of hearts, is that success to you? Right now it could be the long-term goal, but we don't want to make ourselves feel like a failure in the process when we're trying to get there, and actually perhaps missing the magic that's all around us on our journey to get to perhaps that end goal. So what is a goal for you now? Perhaps today it's to feel more free, to have more flexibility, to have more time and space to be able to go and do something that's really nourishing to your soul. It could be whatever feels good to you, but what's important is that it comes from in here, and it's not what your head or your ego is telling you should be the goal. The next is really feeling in and embodying that energy. We want to make sure that we are being that person now, that we're operating from that place now, rather than something that we are trying to get to. How can you bring what you want into your life today? So, this could work differently for everyone. So for me, it's very much, I want to make sure that my life, instead of working kind of the 12+ hour days that I was doing before, I am now very strict about the hours that I work. And so I put those into my calendar, and that's when I'm available for. So I'm setting boundaries, and that's really powerful. And it's almost like, I'm sending a message out to the universe about what I expect, and the fact that I value myself, and that I put in self-care time during those times, because I know that when I feel rested, grounded, nourished, that I'm the best I can be for my clients. So it's starting to think about that, and that's kind of small changes that we can start to make today. And then it's about action as well. So many people get caught in the trap of thinking that, I will write down all of my goals and the universe will magically manifest it all for me. But actually, you have to meet the universe halfway, and we want to be taking action, but we need to make sure that it is aligned action that we're taking, so that we're not kind of blindly pushing forward and doing all of the things that, there might be things that we don't really need to be doing. And there are only so many hours in a day. So we want to be really clear about making sure that we are taking the right sort of considered actions. Because the true happiness, fulfillment, and abundance occurs when you are truly connected to those soul desires. And you will have a sense of self-worth that comes through from that, a self-connection, by valuing what it is that you truly value, honoring your time, honoring your boundaries. We can really make sure that you are connected to what is important to you, not just that list of all of the things that you feel like you should be doing. So Change is required if you want to get from where you are now to the business of your dreams. There's so many of us, the only reason that you are not where you want to be is because you are tolerating not having it. And that really is about being the person that you want to be now. So I want to show you that you have the power to change that. And I'm going to share my screen with you. Just bear with. And this is something I talk about quite a lot in my work. It's about 4 levels of consciousness. I very much operated in an unconscious way for a very long time. And so this really resonated with me. We have the kind of the to me victim consciousness, by me manifested consciousness, through me channel consciousness, and the as me, which is the being consciousness. And for any of you not familiar with the work, you can have a look on YouTube, and Michael Beckwith and Peter Sage do some great talks on this as well. So the first level of consciousness is victim. We've all been here, and even if we've evolved past it, we will have or can have a tendency to slip back in from time to time. I do myself. The great thing now is that I notice that I have and pull myself back out of it again. This is where you believe that life is happening to us. We look externally for the reasons that things are not working for us. We blame other people or circumstances. So we're basically giving away our power, which is, kind of what we're talking about here. True power comes when you start taking ownership of what's going on in your life, because you have far more power to change it than perhaps you realize. And once you start realizing that, for whatever reason, sometimes it takes a big life event to start sort of pushing people into this next level of consciousness, we move into the manifested consciousness stage. And this is where we take matters into our own hands. This is definitely the kind of high achieving entrepreneurial stage where it's like, we'll get stuff done, we push to make things happen, we really hustle, and we get results, and we believe that it is purely because we have, really pushed through, or perhaps we think that we have helped manifest them by doing X, Y, Z, but we can, as I was saying, achieve success here, but still not feel 100% happy and fulfilled, or perhaps it doesn't look like we hope. So although we might have created all of this success on paper, we don't feel truly happy inside. This often leads to the through me channel of consciousness, which is where sort of soul-led really starts to come in this kind of heart-centered approach. This is where we start to learn to trust and realize that perhaps there is something bigger than us that we are part of, and we start to tap into our inner guidance a lot more. We start listening to that and taking inspired action from that place. So again, it's the sort of like heart center rather than just the head all of the time. When we start living like that, the right people and opportunities can start happening, very sort of serendipitous events. This happens to me all the time since I've kind of opened this, and opportunities will appear that perhaps we hadn't planned for or strategized for, which would be, in the previous kind of consciousness where we're trying to make everything happen ourselves. But actually, by loosening our grip here, we learn to lean into the uncertainty, and magic generally happens there, because we can only imagine a certain amount with our limited abilities of our heads. There is so much more out there, and this is really where this stage of consciousness comes in. And then there's there will be, of course, higher ones than this, but really the top level, as far as we're talking about today, this is the as me and being consciousness. So at this point, this is where you give up the illusion of separation, and you know that you are part of the universe and that we are all linked. You understand that every person, experience, or thing is a reflection of you. So this is really important. And this is a great lesson to learn. If something keeps happening in your life, then rather than being in that victim mentality and thinking, why is this happening to me, blah, 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 you actually start looking at it as if, what is this trying to teach me about me? because it is a reflection. Life is a mirror. So whatever's happening externally, there's something happening internally within you. So this gives us a huge amount of power to look at how we're operating, look at our thoughts, look at our things, and perhaps there are some subconscious beliefs in there that we don't really realize, and that's why it's really great work to kind of work with a coach to kind of unpick those so that they can help you move forward. We are experiencing everything. We accept then that we're experiencing everything and that we need to create our intentions. This can be good and bad. It's only bad if you attach meaning to it. We don't know what the greater sort of picture is at play here. So it could be that although we deem something to be bad, it's actually moving us closer to our end goal. And so this is where we really have a state of total awareness of our connection to all of life and our ability to create the life that we want as well. So this is a very empowered state. So we're going to set some really powerful soul-based intentions around where you want to be in your life and business. And we're going to be looking at the energy you need to embody, filter your life through, plus create some aligned action steps to make these happen. And so you'll start by following your nudges and intuition as part of this. So I want you to stop, take some time to really feel into what you want and what you want your life to be like. What do you want your business to be like? What do you want your marketing to be like? How do you want to feel when you're marketing your business? What do you love to do? What's your preferred method of communicating with your audience? How do you want to feel every day in your life and business? And I want you to do some deep journaling and dreaming around this. You can do this after this workshop. But really sort of feel into those questions and then have a look at how your life differs now from the life that you dream of, and what are the changes that you might need to make. This is a great way of looking at, where we are and where we want to be and where that disconnect is, and actually start to see where we are out of alignment. Perhaps we're not honouring our body enough, we're not getting enough sleep, we're not looking after our health and our well-being, we're not eating the right foods, we're not giving ourselves enough time, we're giving to everybody else, as partners, wives, husbands, mums, dads, daughters, sons, all of those things, all of the pressures that we all feel in one way or another. Perhaps we're giving away too much power to everybody else. So this is a great way to have a look and see, really bearing in mind, where do you want your life and business to be? But having a look at where you are now. Then I'd like you to answer these questions. What's the impact, the consequences of me not making the changes that I need? Quite often we keep ourselves safe by not pushing ourselves forwards. And so by journaling on these kind of questions, it can really, really help bring those things to light. If I get the results I want, is there something I will have to do that I don't want to? If I get the results I want, is there something I won't be able to do that I'm doing now? Is there something else worrying me about getting what I want? And these are really powerful questions as well to answer, because actually sometimes people have a fear of success and they don't even realize it. They think, to make X amount of money, 10K a month, I'm going to have to be working all the hours, and I don't want to do that because I want to be around for my family, partner, whoever. And so they might not even really realize that that's what they're thinking, but that's in there. And so we need to draw out these beliefs to have a look what you could be holding yourself back with. And then we would take those beliefs and actually ask, is that true? Is it true that to get the 10K a month, I have to work all of the hours in the world? No, that's not true, because there are plenty of people out there that don't work all of the hours in the world. So that's not truth, that's just a belief. So we would then flip it and start working on that. And we could do that with various tools like affirmations. So this is when you can start to really unpick what might be holding you back from creating that kind of holistic life that you have at the moment. So many of us are caught in these kind of repeating patterns that we don't even realize that we're doing it. And we just carry on regardless, sort of mindlessly each day, getting up, doing the same thing over and over, but berating ourselves for not getting different results. So this is a way that you can start to unpick what's happening for you. I'm going to leave it there today. There is a whole lot more that we could do on this, but I think that that as a first step is a really powerful exercise, and I want you to really feel into that, see what's coming up for you, and start to ask yourself, where could I start embodying next level me into my life today? How could I start stepping into him or her and acting and being from that place today, rather than thinking that it's something externally outside of you that you need to get to? Start acting from there today. Start doing something different, even if it's just small things at first. It'll be different for every one of you because we all have different dreams and goals about what we want our life and business to be. But start having an honest conversation with yourself. Start noticing. And if you have any questions or you'd like any support around it at all, then either drop me a message in the comments of this or feel free to reach out to me by email as well. Okay, I hope that was useful, and I will look forward to seeing you soon.